People who've seen my videos or read some of my columns know I'm very pro-Israel in the war between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. And some people ask why. Why does it seem to bother you more that Hamas came across the border into Israel and slaughtered about 1,200 Jews than it does the Israelis have bombed in Gaza, which now Hamas claims has led to about 20,000 deaths. I tend to have some skepticism about Hamas's claims of civilian deaths, but let's say it's been 10 or 12,000 deaths. That's a lot of people. And it is tragic to see the scenes of starving Palestinian children, or Palestinian parents grieving the loss of their children, or Palestinian children who are suddenly orphaned because of Israeli airstrikes. It is awful, but it's necessary. Peace will not be possible in the Israeli Gaza area until Hamas has been destroyed. You can see the evidence of what the Israelis are up against just in the last couple of weeks. They discovered a tunnel under Gaza that allowed Hamas to drive equipment near the Israeli border. That's how big the tunnels, some of the tunnels are. And the tunnel system is so big that they've been dubbed the Hamas or the Gaza Metro. They weave and labyrinth all the way around underneath Gaza. They're very, very expensive to make and maintain. Israel also found Hamas's command center. And it's even bigger than the command center they found under Gaza's largest hospital. And they also captured a hospital administrator during one of their raids in Gaza. And the man admitted he was a Hamas member and that Hamas had been using his hospital, the second largest in Gaza, as a command center, as an operations center, because they knew if the Israelis were going to attack, they'd end up killing civilians, and that was what Hamas wanted. Hamas uses its children, it uses its civilians, it uses its schools, it uses its hospitals as human shield, and that violates the international law of war. Civilian deaths that result from one side using its own people as human shields, those deaths under international war law are the responsibility of the people who are using them as shields, not the people who are attacking. So that's one of the big reasons why. But when the Israelis find these huge tunnels, it makes me wonder, how come, if Hamas is so concerned about its civilians, how come those civilians are not in those tunnels, shielded from airstrikes, shielded from artillery strikes by the Israeli Defense Forces? How come? It's because Hamas doesn't care if its own civilians are killed, because that makes for good PR, and it leads to international pressure on Israel to stop trying to destroy Hamas. You'll notice that right after the October 7th attacks by Hamas, Hamas said, we're going to do this again and again and again until all Israelis are destroyed. That's their attitude. Now Hamas says, well, yes, we're thankful to Canada and Australia and New Zealand and some other Western countries for calling for a ceasefire, because a ceasefire is what we want. Yes, because they know they're about to be destroyed. That Israel has done so well in rooting out Hamas in Gaza that now Hamas wants a ceasefire, because otherwise its very existence is threatened. That's why I'm more supportive of Israel in this. And yes, it's terrible to have to watch the scenes of innocent Palestinian civilians and children being deprived and even killed. But I hang that on Hamas too. For Postmedia, I'm Lorne Gunter.